Welcome to another episode of High Proof Ashes. I am one of your co-hosts, Jason JB Smoke, and right here to my right,
Y'all know what it is, man. Duran, no cool nickname.
yeah, man, we are back at it at a new location.
Yeah, we haven't done anything
We
here
haven't
yet,
done
have we?
anything here yet,
Oh, okay.
so
All
why
right.
don't,
Well,
why don't
yeah.
you tell them about it, man?
I bought a house, I guess, a month and a half ago, and we're working on getting the actual indoor cigar lounge taken care of. But we have a huge deck, plenty of space behind us, plenty of light. So if it actually gets dark out here, it'll probably be pretty cool as well because the
Mm-hmm.
lighting is awesome. But first time recording on the
Yeah,
deck. We're gonna do a little something, a little recap of Kentucky Bourbon Festival.
yeah, we're absolutely we're gonna jump into that. We were up there for the whole time, and we're gonna jump into this. So, what you see on the table is some of the things that we picked up while we were there.
Yeah,
Um, I
definitely not all of it.
No,
It's probably
two, three of them, three of them.
yeah, we missing more than half the
Yeah.
bottles.
Well, only three of these we actually got at KBF. The
Uh,
rest of them came from other places.
so Monks Road.
Right.
This came from KBF.
Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry. So four.
KBF. This is KBF too.
Is that KBF?
Yeah,
Okay.
the Burton James.
All right. And then the Larrikin is
Larrikin.
KBF.
So yeah, there's a few up
Okay,
there.
so
So
quite a
one,
few.
2, 3, 4, 5
Gotcha.
from KBF. But they all came from our trip during KBF.
That's
Like,
right.
while we were there
That's right.
in Kentucky, they came from there.
Definitely the biggest haul I've ever had. You know, going out and doing a bourbon thing. I've never come home with this many bottles.
I can't say that. I can't say that. But it's one where I was buying things that I didn't necessarily know, right? Like, so of course, yeah, I can tell I'm a huge Buzzards Roost fan. I don't think we've hit that. Cigar Rye is one of my favorites. So the Buzzards Roost stuff was an easy buy for me.
Yep.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
I'm wearing a Buzzards Roost t-shirt, for God's sake. I have a Buzzards Roost cup
Yep.
on the table. You know what I'm saying? So those were easy buys for me. But like this Burton James, only available in Kentucky. I had never seen it before, tasted it, liked it. As y'all know, I wasn't a huge fan of Green River. Found this there. It was absolutely phenomenal.
It was
Inexpensive. It is probably the best bang for the buck of all of the bottles that I bought at KBF.
Yep.
Or while in Kentucky. So, yeah, but
we're going to get into it, right? We're going to give y'all our honest feedback about the festival itself and everything around it.
Yes.
But as far as cigars go, we are not smoking anything that we're going to highlight. This is going to be all about the bourbon. So, we're just going to get ready here.
Have we done the Pappy cigar?
We have not.
Okay. Well, I'm smoking the Pappy cigar, so I'm not gonna highlight it. Like I said, we'll bring it to you on another episode, just saying what this is about. But if you've never seen one, you know what I'm saying, there you go.
Yeah. And I'm just doing I don't think we've done this one either, actually. This is a Fuente Florafina 858.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
I don't think we've done that either. So we went for, what was it, 3 days, and then plus a day to drive up and a day to drive back.
Yeah.
And so, but we were up there for 3 full days.
Yes.
We stopped at a few places along the way on the drive up, which was pretty cool.
Got that Kentucky Fire cured.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
I forgot.
And we actually found some cigar ryes out in the wild. I don't know, like, how crazy is that, right? We stopped at, I think, 3 different places on the way up, and on the very first one, they had 3 bottles of cigar rye. So we bought all 3.
Yes.
Um,
Jason kept 2 of them by, if I may add,
I mean, I told him he could have 2, and I'll just take 1. It's fine, whatever he wants to do. I don't, there's a lot of stuff. We got a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the places that we went up, how many places did we actually stop at? Was it 3?
4
on the way up?
I think, right? Did we stopped at 1 before Kentucky. So we stopped at 3 in Kentucky, 1 before Kentucky, so 4 total.
No, we didn't stop at 1 before Kentucky.
Yes, we did. We stopped at the place in Knoxville.
Yeah, Total Wine.
Total Wine.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot about that one. Yeah, that was early in the trip. So we didn't get anything there, but the other 3, we found something at each one, right? Maybe not both of us, but at least one of us found something at all 3. the cigar rye,
Mm-hmm.
the Old Forester 10-year,
Okay.
the Brothers of the Leaf, and that that cheapo fits.
Oh yeah. Oof. Man. Okay. Yeah. So Jason got all the good shit. Clearly, that fits is not it.
Oh my goodness.
But I mean, I'm happy with a cigar rye.
But I actually, I've already primed, and I only got to taste a nip of this because we did a like kind of sort of DD while we were up there each day.
We ain't
You
gonna talk
know,
about that.
it was basically tonight's your night to drive, so you got to take it easy.
Yeah.
Right. So it wasn't that we didn't drink at all that particular day. It was just got to take it easy. And the night that we went to Buzzard's Roost was my night to drive, and so I got to taste this, but only like a nip, like I literally just a little. I wouldn't even call it a full sip, right? But this is the Buzzard's Roost. They call it Kentucky whiskey, but the guy that was there was like, this is actually not whiskey, right? Because it hasn't been aged at all.
Yeah.
In order to be whiskey, it has to be aged. This is White Dog.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it smelled incredible. It tasted incredible. The little bit that I got, and so
it tasted I ain't gonna go with incredible.
Like,
it was okay.
I mean, for what it is,
White Dog, like,
right? I'm saying for what it is, it tasted really great. For it being White Dog,
yeah.
I thought it was pretty damn good.
Yeah.
So I bought two of these little guys, and I'm gonna try to experiment with one of them and just keep the other one to kind of sip on and have something different.
I don't even know what to drink because like so many of these are not open.
Right. Well, I think that's the fun of it, right? I wanted to do this one first though because this one doesn't have the bourbon flavors. And
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. No, I'm out on that. I didn't want to do that again. It was okay to taste it, but I don't need no more. So I guess I'll start with something that is open, and go back to the single barrel here. Honestly, I probably should have. I probably should have brought out that char one that I got. But,
I mean, go grab it if you want.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. I mean, it's just all corn.
Yes.
But it's 115 proof. So.
Again, man, shout out to Buzzard's Roost. Had a phenomenal time doing their tasting experience, man. Shout out to Buzzard's Roost. Like they really made it fun. I had a great experience.
Yeah, I don't remember old dude's name.
I wish I would have remembered.
I mean, we got a picture with him.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's got a name tag on.
I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah, and he was at the festival too.
Yeah, he was pouring at the festival.
Yeah.
Well, let's just go back. Let's start.
All right.
So start from the beginning.
Let's start from the beginning. Yeah. Well, all right. So we drove up. We stopped at the liquor stores. We got off the interstate in Mount Vernon, and it was like an hour and a half drive off the interstate to get to our Verbo. And boy, it's like just back roads. I felt like we were never going to get there off the interstate.
Yeah.
Like I just felt like we were never going to get there. But we did finally get there. We unpacked. We went to Walmart, grabbed some, waters and snacks and stuff, and just kind of chilled that night and made a game plan of what we were going to do for the first day of KBF.
Mm-hmm.
The first one that we were going to the first day. And we decided that we were going to get there about 2 hours early. We ended up getting there about an hour and a half early. Mm-hmm. I think we parked probably.
That was part of the problem. We got there on time,
but it took us a while to park.
Parking, yeah.
And then
you had to walk
and figure out where we needed to walk because it wasn't obvious where you needed to go because there was a line for VIP and a line for GA. So there was no help there about where to go. Nothing on the online maps to tell you where to go.
No signs, no nothing.
No signs, no nothing. It was ridiculous. And so, we get to our part of the line, and I've got the Drew Estate shoulder bag with me. He's got the Drew Estate like backpack. And at some point I'm like, well, I'm going to go check out how long this line is.
Yeah.
And I went to the front of the line and recorded it coming back.
You should add that footage here.
Yeah, I'll add it right here.
Speed it up, but here. And then once you came back,
I was like, I'm like, we're a quarter mile away from the front gate. There's
Yeah.
like 2,000 people in front of us.
and that's not counting VIP.
Right. Which that was another 1,500 probably. I don't even know because we don't know how long that line
actually got. Yeah.
And we don't know how long the GA line got after because I never walked in that direction. I never kept going. I stopped where we were standing. And so I will say this, with the bands, going in was quick. But we had our first snag walking in the gate.
Immediately. You didn't even make it in the gate.
I didn't even make it in the gate.
We planned, the whole reason for us going to KBF was to get content. Walking up to the gate, the dude told us right off the bat, we can't record inside unless we wanted to pay an outrageous fee to do it. I ain't going to disclose what that fee was because I don't know if there were multiple options for it, because I've seen a lot of people there with media bands, and I
think they were given the bands.
I do too.
I think they were given the bands, and the cost was a prohibitive thing to make sure
that no one else did.
That everyone didn't have one.
Correct.
Okay, so they put this ridiculous number, and I'm going to play the footage of dude telling me I can't film right here. All right. We're on.
All right, folks. Duran, no cool nickname. My partner behind the camera, Jason JB Smoke.
I'm here.
Finally making it to the gate.
Yeah, man. It's right over there.
VIP is already inside. It is a little after 12:10. We've been in the line a little over an hour and a half.
Yeah, something like that.
So let's go see what happens.
Look at that line over there. I wonder what that's for.
I don't know.
Sorry, I don't like I swore he was gonna stick me or something.
The lines are crazy. I took a video coming all the way to the front and just recorded the line. You know, we got here about 2 hour and a half before they opened the gates for us, and I mean, there was probably 1,500 people in front of us, something like that, plus VIP.
Sorry about that. You good, man?
Welcome, bourbon enthusiasts.
If you got what?
I think you said if you have a water bottle, you have to dump it out.
Yes.
What if it's a cup?
The bottles of water, they told us you can't be free bringing in other liquids because it could be a dangerous substance.
So I gotta pour this out.
KFP staff, they prefer you not to do any recording during this event because VIPs do not want casino bill.
Oh.
They pay $7,000 a ticket.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
I apologize.
All right. That's okay. I'll turn it off.
They said no tripods, no video
that's fine.
recording equipment, all those things.
All right.
I had that straight away.
Okay. Yeah, you want me to do it before I go in?
Yes, please.
Okay, that's fine. No, I didn't. We didn't know. So.
Is his
you
face
heard
on
the
camera?
number, huh?
Is his face on camera?
I don't remember.
We're gonna have to make sure of some things before you go crazy.
I can blur it out because I don't blame him.
No, not at all. He was just doing his job.
You know, so yeah, I mean, we couldn't at that point. We were just discouraged, and yeah, we could have, you know, taken pictures here and taken pictures there, and maybe even taken little snips of video here, and probably, you know, nobody would have said anything. But I think we were so discouraged by it that we just didn't want to do any of it.
No, that's kind of how. I mean, I took some pictures here and there, and you know, of course, there's. I don't know that there's any good video. Like, you know, I might have did a quick spin like 360 and just recorded some stuff that I've seen, but nothing that like I think is earth shattering. That like, because the whole ordeal for me was like we wanted to get some of these other content creators. Like, we ain't big fish by any means, right? Like, we got a little channel. You know, we not rocking no big productions, none of that type of stuff, right? But we knew KBF was an opportunity to run into some of those bigger accounts and find out what type of people they are, one, and then two, you know, just really let people see the experience of Kentucky Bourbon Festival without spending a crazy amount of money to do it.
Well, you know, and talk with the booth folks, you know, the people working the booths, right? They actually work for the you know, the people with the name on the sign, right? They actually work for them, and so and I mean, and we still talk to them, of course, but we would have been able to maybe talk to them a little bit longer. You know, there's multiple people there. Might have been able to pull somebody off of the side. Sometimes they had a little tasting table in front of the booth, you know, and so like you could talk to that, but and then ordinary people, all that stuff. You know, at one point we sat down and had a cigar. You know, we could have set up a camera and just started waving people down, you know, and just had a good old time with it. But nope, we were shut down.
All right, so enough about that. On to the next part. So, let me say this and be clear. If you plan to go to Kentucky Bourbon Festival and you want to get any special bottle, you better be VIP. Period.
And you better be 4 hours early.
Yeah.
Before the gate opens.
Like, so the lines were asinine. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, I wanted
one line was asinine.
No, they all was asinine. I mean, like, realistic. Like, Heaven Hill was the worst, right? The whole purpose for me taking this trip was, one, to get content. Two, I really wanted a bottle of Old Fitz VVS. It was impossible. The lines, the Heaven Hill line, it was so long, we thought it was 2 separate lines.
Yeah, we did.
It was that long. Like, it was insane. So that was just out. I was like, there's no way I'm going to get one standing in this line with 700 VIPs in front of me, and then another 300, general admission in front of me, because we thought arriving, 2 hours, hour and a half early would be plenty. No, these people were camping out at like 8:30 in the morning. It was just crazy.
Yeah. Well, and then Heaven Hill didn't help at all. You know, there were these little scanners for every booth that you went up to, and so you could, you scan your thing, and they could have made it to where you could only go through that line once. They could have done that.
Probably.
Right? But no. The line and the VIP count was such that the VIPs could go through that line twice before they even let the GA folks in.
So here's the thing. I haven't confirmed that with anybody, right? And we know several VIPs. We don't know that happened, right? But they could have definitely made it through the line twice before we could actually get through, before I would have ever gotten in line. Right. Because they got in an hour early, right? But again, if you want that bottle, you need to ultimately pay the VIP cost, and you need to be in line as early as you possibly can be to ensure your chance at getting one. After that, I was pretty much disconnected. I ain't even gonna lie to you. No content, no chance of getting, a special allocated bottle without me being in line 5 hours before. And again, if you guys know anything about me, like I've told you a million times, I value my time. So yeah, I'm just not that guy that's gonna stand in line hours on hours on hours to get something. I'm just out. Nothing tastes that good to me, and I drink everything I buy, so I'm never gonna flip it. It's not like I'm gonna buy it and then go out on the market and make my money back. I'm gonna drink it. Hopefully, a couple of my friends that I know have gotten the bottle, and I'll be able to taste it, somewhere down the line. But that's my 2 cents on that. So that was quite discouraging, right? Next part, let's see what else. So.
Well, so we stayed on the we'll say the non-craft side for a little while. Yeah. And then it was so hot that we went into the museum that's there, because you get admission as part of your ticket. Mm-hmm. So we went into the museum to cool down, but actually turned out they had some pretty cool stuff in there.
They did.
And of course, we forgot to take pictures. But they had some.
Any pictures?
I don't recall.
I don't think I took any pictures in there.
Yeah. So they had like a cabinet full of these old
dusties,
100+ year dusties with juice still in them. Like, it was wild. I mean, it was brands you're definitely familiar with. It was pretty cool. The temperance movement, like, they had a bunch of stuff in there about that. So that was pretty cool.
Of course, stuff about prohibition, all that type of stuff. Yeah. So no pictures.
Yeah. Okay. We were going to go to the Jim Beam tent, long line, Old Forester tent, long line. Didn't care about Angel's Envy. Penelope was short enough for us to go to.
But they were already sold out.
They were already sold out of the 20-year bottle, and it was probably before we even got in, for being honest.
Yeah.
So um, I think that's when we were like, you know what, let's just go to Buzzard Roost. And we probably spent a good 30 minutes at the Buzzard Roost little tent, whatever. Um, we tasted a few other things and got something to eat and decided to just sit down and have a cigar. And I think we were wrapping that up at about 2:30 or so.
And that's when we made the decision
we
to just bounce.
We just looked at each other and was like, yeah, man, let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Like, this is bullshit.
Let's ride out.
This is bullshit. I'm like, let's go out here and, do stuff around KBF. I'm like, what about that liquor store you were talking about that has the bar?
Evergreen Liquors. Shout out to Evergreen Liquors. I wish I would have got the young lady's name that runs the bar.
It was Crystal or something like that.
I don't know. I mean, I don't want to mess up her name. Listen, if you've been to Evergreen in Bardstown, you know who she is. She's awesome to be around. Great bartender, and of course, everybody that was there was great. But I'm pretty positive that she runs the bar. She may run the whole store for all I know.
She might.
But she was awesome. But the reason you go to Evergreen Liquors is because they have an incredible selection of stuff. Like,
it was a whole ass pamphlet.
Yeah.
They must have had 1,000 pours or something, like something crazy like that.
I don't know if it's that many, but they got a lot.
Like, it's a lot.
They got
a big
lot.
Ass number. And it's like all rare shit.
Yes.
Like the most basic shit they had was like the OGD7.
Yeah, they had the OGD7.
Right. But like everything was beyond that, So like they had a bunch of different fitzes. What did we
Should
try?
we just insert pictures here?
Yeah, let's do that.
Insert pictures here. There you go.
So that's what we tried. There was plenty more up there. I mean,
but by that point we
definitely
needed food again.
Yeah, we needed food again.
We needed food again.
Like, so we went to a little local burger place across the street and got a really good burger. And then we went around the corner from Evergreen to I'll call it a bourbon bar. But they had an outdoor seating area that was for cigar smokers.
So here's the thing. For our cigar smoking people, there's no cigar lounges in Bardstown.
There's no indoor smoking in Bardstown.
It's crazy, bro. Like, to be in a place where so much bourbon is available, and bourbon, cigars, or just spirits and cigars go so well together, to not be able to find an indoor cigar lounge in Bardstown where you can smoke is crazy. Now, again, we understand it's their ordinance and whatever else, but it was heartbreaking to me. As a avid cigar smoker, not being able to find a place where I could go get one of these fantastic pours from one of the local distilleries and smoke a cigar, it broke my heart. So there was a lot of things that were downsides. There are some good things coming, believe me when I tell you, but there are a lot of things that kind of made me go like, man, what the hell? Like, this kind of crazy. But yes, it was cool to find the little outdoor place.
Yeah, there was this little alcove in between the buildings.
I can't remember the place. It was like,
oh man,
Liam something shit. I took a picture there.
Liam and Ash.
That's it.
Liam and Ash, or just Liam, or maybe it was just Liam Ash.
That might be right.
I think it's just Liam Ash.
I can probably pull up.
It's right there, like one block from the center, like big turnabout thing. And so so if you're a cigar smoker and it's the weather's okay outside, you can go there. They got like 5 or 6 tables back there, and you can smoke. They have a waitress that comes out there and services the area, so you can get food. They don't have like major meals. I think it was all like tapas and charcuterie boards and stuff like that. But all the pours, great pours. And we found a couple of guys there, that were smoking, and we ended up chatting with them for a good, hour or so.
Liam Ash Cocktail Emporium.
There you go.
Literally right around the corner from Evergreen Liquors.
Yeah. I mean, so we did that for a while, and then what did we do after that? I'm trying to remember now. Did we go ahead and, is that when we went home?
I think so.
To the Verbo? Yeah, because we wanted to get back before it got dark.
Yes.
So we went back to the Verbo and just kind of hung out at the Verbo and started talking about KBF itself. Started preparing, kind of the material that we wanted to convey to folks about what we thought about KBF.
Yeah.
And I think where we landed was KBF is not for people like us. It's not for people who drink better than a normal bar offering.
I don't
But
want to say
don't-
that. I don't want to say that because I don't wholeheartedly agree with that. If you're a craft person, you'll love this, right? And if you're not,
Maybe.
no, it's not a maybe. If you're a craft, like, you know, you really like those unique craft things, because there was some real, like, Larrikin had some really cool, you know, like,
Yeah. If you're
if
like
you're a crafty type of person and you like different, like really, really different things,
and you don't mind paying for it,
and you don't mind a crazy price tag for it,
then
that's your
throw
jam.
Okay, I'll throw that third leg on it. I'll throw that. I hadn't thought about that, but you're right.
So I think there's an opportunity. And if you're a person that, like, you enjoy bourbon culture, you don't really care what you get.
Right.
This is definitely for you.
This is
like,
definitely for you.
Definitely for you, right? Me, however, like, my whole thought process around coming to this thing was like, I'm getting a special bottle,
Right.
A big boy.
Right.
Didn't happen. But I do think for the person who just wants to hang out in bourbon culture, taste a lot of different things and some good stuff, like, you can get some pours of some crazy shit, right?
Yep. Cocktails.
But you're gonna have to be willing to pay for it. Like, there was totally a dark arts that I wanted to try.
Mm-hmm.
We just, time constraints, different things going on that we had going on, right? Didn't make it, but they had a 16
Where it was in the fest.
Yeah, 16-year Buff Trace.
Yeah.
Or was it Buff Turkey?
It was Buff Turkey.
Buff Turkey, I
Turkey.
think, 16-year. But from what I heard, the price tag on it was like $800.
Right.
I ain't never.
Right. No matter how
Ever.
it tastes. Right. Exactly. And so we're, you know, for us, we're just in this, I guess, you know, this weird place of being in between all of these sort of niches that the fest tries to cater to, and it wasn't our thing. Yeah, it's not the greatest thing for us, because, like, we enjoy craft, but it's got to be worth the price tag.
Yeah.
You know, we want the special bottle, but I'm not spending 6 hours and however much money the damn ticket was. What was it again?
180.
$700.
Oh, you mean 700 for the VIP?
Yeah, 700 for the VIP, plus the hours to stand before you go in, plus the hours to stand after you get in, just to get a VVS.
Yeah.
Fuck, I might as well just pay secondary prices. I might as well just pay one of those people that stood in that line and did all that nonsense and just pay them the $1,200 they want. The fucking ticket was $700, so it's really only costing me $500 for have someone to stand in line for me.
I don't disagree.
Like, that's what you're talking about here. You know, so, like, as much
we
as
sound pompous as shit right now.
I mean, yeah,
but
we do.
What
And
I just want you to understand, like,
and we dog on the secondary market, and I'm still sitting here saying, like, my time is worth more than that.
So again, I just want you to I think what we're saying is like, you're getting it real uncut from our perspective.
The GA ticket is to go and have an experience.
Yes, but I could totally have that experience in one day.
Right.
I didn't need 3 days of it.
6 hours a day. Well, 6, and 4.
Yeah, like, I just no. So let's move to the next day.
Let's move to the next day. So I don't remember if we decided that night or the next morning, but we said, we're not going straight there.
Nah.
How about we drive up to Lawrenceburg and let's go hit Wild Turkey. And then while we're in the area, let's go hit Buff Trace, because we've never been there. And so that's exactly what we did. We drove about an hour over to Lawrenceburg, went to Wild Turkey, had a taste of something that we were curious about, but wasn't good enough for us to buy. And we went to Buff Trace, and Buff Trace is
beautiful
and crazy and insane and amazing.
Buff Trace is the most well-oiled machine I've ever seen.
Holy cow! Like,
so let me tell you this.
Like, yeah,
Jason we
walk up to this building where everyone's walking to from the parking lot,
and, like, regardless of what you want to do, like, he wanted to go straight to the bottle shop. You can't. You have to check in at Buffalo Trace.
Yes.
They give you this little white band
to check your ID.
To check your ID. Jason was like, this is dumb. Like, he's not feeling it from jump, right? But then he realized very quickly, as we started moving around, like, if they didn't do this, there would just be people everywhere.
Yes.
Because, like, even in the bottle shop, when it seemed like there was not a whole lot of people on the grounds, there was 250, 300 people in the bottle shop.
Easily.
Like, they were everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
then like
And that
that's
was
not
just
even
the first
talking about
floor.
the tours. And
That was the
different
first
stuff.
floor of that building. On the
That's the
second floor of that building, they were doing free tastings.
Free tastings.
And they must have had 15, 20 rooms
Mm-hmm.
with, that they could fit 20 people easily
Mm-hmm.
a piece to do tastings. And I hear that the tastings are different each day. They don't do the same 4 like we did every day.
That's cool.
They switch them up.
That's cool.
So yeah, that's pretty cool. But it's free.
Yes.
You just got to stand in line and wait for them to send you to a room and whatever.
I mean, we only stood in line for that for like
we were in the
6 minutes.
Yeah, we were in the very beginning. I guess they had just let out the rooms and they had just pretty much just finished setting them up for the next round. But the tasting, 3 of the 4 were nothing special for us. The 4th one was pretty special just because you can't get it, and it's some old, basically a dusty type thing.
Yeah.
And none of the 4 were really something we would buy, but the experience was cool.
We bought one of them.
So we did buy one of them.
We bought one of them.
We did buy one of them.
So that day they had Weller Special Reserve, Buffalo Trace. What else did they have?
It was Taylor Small Batch.
You sure?
Yeah. Well, they had Sazerac. They had the stuff you can buy as much as you want of every day.
No.
Right? But the allocated
I'm
bottle.
I'm talking about the things that we tasted, man.
Oh, the things that we tasted were
Buffalo Trace, Weller Special Reserve, and what else?
Sazerac Rye.
Sazerac Rye.
And that old one that I'm not going to remember the name of it.
It is Walnut Hill Whiskey.
Okay.
Yeah. So Buffalo Trace is straight. I'm not a fan of the Sazerac Rye. Weller, not really. I'm not a fan of any of these, I'm going to be honest. The Walnut Hill was the only thing that piqued my interest, but, it wasn't anything I wanted to own. I bought the Special Reserve just because it was $27.99.
Right.
And even,
and you just can't get it.
Still here, where we live in Tennessee, it's still hard to get.
And even when you can, it's $40.
Yeah, probably.
So I tell you what, I was really surprised at what they were selling the Taylor Small Batch for. I didn't realize
it had went up
that much, because we did an episode of that bottle being an allocation, a criteria bottle, and it absolutely is not a criteria bottle anymore. Not at that price.
No, at Buffalo Trace, E.H. Taylor Small Batch was $60.
Yeah,
kind of shocked.
Which for some people, if they hear that, they're like, "Man, I would buy it every day for $60."
Yeah.
Well, you can't buy it every day. That's the thing.
That's the problem.
Because that's what the whole point of the wristband is the allocation bottles. You can only buy one per 90 days. You can buy each of the bottles, but you can only buy one of them each. I hear that there are jail-free days, meaning it doesn't count towards your 90 days.
Oh, okay.
For certain bottles.
I mean, if you live in the area, I suppose it's cool.
Right.
But if you're like us who live 4.5 hours away,
we're probably not going back again in 3 months.
No.
So the chances of that happening pretty low.
What else?
Well, so we walked around the store. We looked at all the glasses that they had because we wanted to get we don't have a Buff Trace glass. So they had all the different brands and stuff. Yeah. I ended up getting the GTS glass, and you got I
want to say I bought a Stag glass, like just a regular Stag.
Like a Stag Junior, basically, yeah. Right? Yeah. Bought the wife a sweater. Got a pen, I think, a couple of pins. And then, we headed on out. And, man, we kept getting these wet wafts of, bourbon making when we were outside.
Yeah, Buffalo Trace smells incredible.
It was great. But we decided after that we were going to go and have lunch in the Bardstown area right near the festival, so we could have lunch and then go right in. And we went to this little, you wanted Italian. And I was like, well, the only place that has anything close to Italian is this little Italian cafe.
Yeah. And
so we went in there, and he ordered this like cheese stick stuff. And it was basically a cheese pizza.
Yes.
And, cut into little sticks. And oh my God, it was one of best pizzas I ever had.
Yeah, it was incredible.
So we ate there. We
didn't
went
take
in.
Pictures there. I might have taken a picture there. Let me see. I want to give props to all these places, man, because the service was incredible.
Well, we'll come back to this one because we went right back for dinner.
Yes.
So we went in and decided that we were going to focus on the craft distillery side at KBF. This guy I don't think was hardly in it at all.
No.
But we went to Pursuit, we went to Log Still, we went to man, I'm not going to remember them all.
So which day? What were you talking
This
about?
was the second day.
What do you mean the second? So where
The
we
second
went
day
as far
at,
as
like the different booths.
Oh, the different booths we went to.
Yeah.
On the second day?
Yeah.
We had a dedicated list.
Like, well, no, that was the first day that we had a list, and then
No, because when we went back on the second day, we said we weren't going to arrive until 2:30, and then we had craft places that we had specifically wanted to hit.
we never wrote them down.
No, but we hit them in order though.
We
Pretty
did.
close to.
Yeah, pretty close to. We went to a few of them that we'd never heard of. Whiskey Thief, Castle and Key.
I had heard of Castle and Key. I told you that was one of the ones.
Yeah, I knew about Castle and Key, but I just had not tried much from them.
They had a phenomenal bottle. I kind of wish I would have went back and got it. They had was it a Caribbean rum cask?
Yep. Finish.
It was incredible. I ain't even gonna lie.
It really was.
It was good. But I had to prioritize certain things. Pursuit had another amazing bottle.
They did.
The guys at Pursuit are doing great things, man. I just I don't know what happened. I just lost track of things and didn't go back and get that bottle. But they had a triple mash bourbon.
Yeah.
That was great. So if you see that out in the wild, grab you one. That triple mash bourbon, which I don't know if that's not a distillery only, or it might be distillery only, and it might have been KBF only. I don't know.
I think it was just distillery only.
Okay, so
plus KBF.
I might be able to call a guy and get me one of those.
You might be.
Yeah.
But so we hit a few of the names, and I'm not remembering all, and maybe I'll look it up and put it on the screen.
One of them was
there we go.
Burton James. I'm probably gonna open this here in just a second. This is another one that we hit that was Kentucky only. Here, I'll let you open it because you're almost done rinsing your glass. Kentucky only. I don't remember the price point, but we tasted it. Jason bought the opposite of me. I bought the bourbon. I think he bought the rye.
Wheat.
Wheated. You bought a wheated.
Yeah.
Okay. But it was great, man. Like, so we're gonna taste it here again and see how we feel. We're doing a whole bunch of fresh cracks. I feel some type of way.
So forgot to mention. So second day was my free day.
Mm-hmm.
He was driver, or going to be driver, so he had to take it easy. So I'm definitely tasting more at KBF than he's tasting.
Yeah.
He's taking a sip of stuff and throwing it out because he doesn't. He's like, this ain't worth me drinking. Like I can only drink.
I gotta
so
save
much.
the space.
Yeah, I can only drink so much. But I'll try to put a list on the screen about where we went second day. But we ended up, so we sat down and had a cigar again, and we were basically done walking around.
Yeah.
I mean, so we kind of just had a cigar, and we had a few sips on. I'd brought in a Jewel or something, and so we just sipped on that until we had the cigar, and then we bounced again.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think we were there for all of 2 hours that time.
Yes.
I mean, now this time we didn't have to wait in line to get in the door. Like we literally just walked
because we showed up at 2:30.
Yeah, like so there was obviously no line. But anyway, so after that we went to, where did we go? Straight back to that cafe and have dinner? No. What did we do after that? We walked around for a little while, but I don't remember, because we tried to go into that one brewery place.
There was a little festival or something happening.
There was.
And we asked about like the brewery or whatever.
Yeah, to see if we could smoke in there, and the lady didn't know, so we just kept going.
Yeah.
And I can't. Where did we go next?
I don't remember, bro.
We couldn't go back to the Liam Ash place because they had that little alcove closed because of this other little festival they had going on. So we walked in there and tried to figure out, did we want to stay in there? And we found a place we could smoke, but we just didn't feel comfortable with it.
Yeah.
And so I think we ended up going back to that pizza place.
I think we just went over there and we sat at the bar, we ate. Because we were going to get the pizza and leave.
Yes. But we were like, it's a 40-minute drive.
It's a 40-minute drive. It might not be good.
Yeah, it's going to be cold. Who wants to do that? So we were like, let's just sit at the bar. Well, they had some pretty good stuff up on there.
Good ports.
And
that one right there.
They had this one right here.
He wanted that cream of Kentucky.
And I'd never had it before. And so I got to try that. He only got a nip of it because by that point, like, he was pretty much done. What was that first pour that we had that we did together?
I have pictures of that. Let's see.
Because you did a full pour of that.
Kentucky Owl. confiscated.
Oh,
They're
yes.
confiscated.
Oh my goodness, was that good? Like
And
96 proof.
96 proof. That was the thing that threw us off. It was 96 proof. Here's the thing. I found it in the wild. I found it. I just couldn't pay the price that they asked for it.
It was a little high.
It was full secondary.
Yeah, it was a little high.
At a liquor store.
At a liquor store. Yeah.
So
the next day. So they had a Michter's cask strength that I just had to try.
Yep.
And then they had 2 cream of Kentuckys.
Yes.
They had a small batch and a cask strength. And so I was telling him, like, I want to try all 3 of those. And he's like, go for it, man.
Yeah. Get it done.
You know, so, but he wanted to just get a little nip of each one of them. So I just kind of poured him a little bit of each of the 3, you know, so he got a little bit, but man, the small batch was good, but the cask strength was great.
Yeah, that's where it's at.
You know, and then that Michter's cask strength was great too. And then we left there and went back to the Verbo again and talked about how much of a, you know, better time that we had that day.
The experience of hitting all the distilleries and hanging out and you know, really getting to experience the distilleries and different things was so much better. Just being completely honest. Like I would tell you, and so here's the thing. I think a lot of people did that.
Yeah. I
like
think
being
you're right.
completely honest, I think a lot of people did that, right?
Well,
like so they came the first day.
Especially like the VIPs, because they're there for the bottles.
They
don't need to
so
taste
once they
those.
got the bottles, they was like, yeah, we got what we wanted. Like,
Right.
We up out of here.
Right.
It was a lot easier to get to things day 2.
Right.
At the Kentucky Bourbon Festival. Like you could walk straight into tents and get what you wanted.
Pretty much.
Because here's the other thing. Green River, shout out to them. They let us smoke a cigar at their little tent.
Yes, that's you're right.
You know what I'm saying? Because like we was walking around, it was hot. Jason was like, "Hey, can we smoke here?" And they was like, "If somebody say something, you let us know." Like,
right.
So Green River, shout out to y'all
Yeah.
for having a great bottle and being great hosts.
Yeah, so we got the Green River, and then we went and tasted some like 15 stars, some Milliman Green, and something else. They were doing in one
15
big tent.
stars was phenomenal too. Y'all crazy on that price.
Yeah, that was wild.
I don't even remember the age statement on it.
It was
old though.
It was 10 plus. It was over 10. Like, oh, you know what? It was a blend of 15 and 18. That's what it was. So
Right.
It said 15 on the bottle.
And I want to say
it was $180.
I thought it was 200.
No, well, same. That's
well, no, I thought it was like 199.
No, it was 180.
Okay.
And we just looked at each other like, we're out. Like, it's good, but it ain't that good.
And so, and that brings you to another question. You know what I'm saying? Like, with the market changing the way the market is changing, who determines what's price? Right.
Well, and then they have sunk cost. You know, they got to make a profit.
Yeah.
You know, and they're trying to sell a brand and trying to sell it at a certain price. If I can sell a bottle for 180 versus 100, why would I sell it for 100? You know, so I get it. If you can find people willing to pay $180,
there were clearly people buying it.
They
were buying it.
Absolutely. It just not us.
I didn't like it enough to pay 180 for it. I'm not saying it wasn't good. It's just with the amount of bottles that I own, shelf space is at a premium. So you have to be a bottle that I know I want to reach for. And I have to feel good about reaching for it. Because if I spend $180 on a bottle, not everybody that comes over can have it. I'm just being like, you have to be well-versed in bourbon to go near a $180 bottle. Just being honest. Like, you know, everybody doesn't get to walk through the door and go straight to a $180 bottle, man. So,
all right. So we finished day 2.
Yeah.
And, you know, go to bed. We didn't really decide we were going to do the next day. You know, the next morning we wake up, and I'm trying to remember if was that a late morning? Or,
yeah, that was
or
the
no?
day I told you, like, yo, I'm not getting up and going nowhere until like 11.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, just because there was no purpose, like we knew we weren't going back to KBF. There was no reason for us to go to KBF. One, it was only open for 4 hours. 2, we had tasted and done everything we wanted to do at KBF, so there was no reason for us to go day 3.
Right.
But we jumped up. Well,
I looked up a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Right. You know, we were.
He asked me about a couple of different things. Like, there was this one experience that sounded kind of cool. You know, where you basically mix your own whiskey and you can buy the bottle right there on the spot.
You taste it right out of the barrel.
Yeah.
And if you like it, they make it right out of the barrel.
Yeah.
Slap a label on it and it's yours.
Yeah. So that was the price. to get in wasn't terrible. The price for the bottle is what turned me off. It would, at the end of it, would have ended up being close to $200 for a brand I had never heard of, never tasted. And maybe I'll gamble another day when
Right.
I haven't already spent, a significant amount of money on buying bottles. Yeah, if it's what I remember it to be, because I wasn't drinking crazy the day we bought that. You got to remember, I tasted that on a pretty clean palate.
Right, you did. This is true. But yeah, so that was Uncle Bougie's is what he's talking about, and I just love that name. That's hilarious. But yeah, so we were trying to decide. We thought maybe we'll go to Heaven Hill. We went to Heaven Hill that first day. I forgot to say that part.
Yeah, we did.
We went to Heaven Hill before we went over to Evergreen. So we talked about going to Heaven Hill, going to Jim Beam, going up to Louisville maybe, and hitting some things up there, and decided that we were going to go to Log Still because I like Monk's Road, and I've got one of those here, and he's got one over there.
I bought one too.
It was a beautiful place. It was early in the morning, so there was nobody there, so we got a lot of one-on-one time with the guy that was behind the bar, got to taste a few things. I bought, I think, 2 bottles.
I only bought one.
And then we went up to Jim Beam to have lunch at the kitchen.
Yep.
We ended up sharing the wings appetizer and another pizza.
Yeah.
But it was only $30 for us to both eat on that. And like we've left stuffed, so which was kind of crazy.
I almost died there.
Yeah, you did, because you finished your pour after that spicy ass pizza.
I ordered a pour of Booker's 2501.
Yeah.
Jason was having something to drink, so I was like, I'm gonna have something too. Why not? Order 2501. The pizza we order has chilies on it.
Calabrian chilies.
Okay. I eat the pizza. Don't bother me at all. Like, I'm straight. I forget about the chilies. Take a sip of that bourbon and damn near died. Because it felt like hell was on my tongue. Immediately, my eyes are like swelling up, and I'm coughing. Like it was a thing. It was a thing. He got a good old laugh out of that.
I did.
Again right now too.
Yeah,
so.
That's a good memory. I tried. If you don't know, Jim Beam makes El Tesoro tequila, and they happen to have a bottle of the Mundial that was finished in the Basil Hayden, and I haven't bought that bottle yet because I don't like Basil Hayden, right? And I just didn't think that it would make it that good. Yeah, it's great. Like that pours amazing. And I'm glad that I was able to try a pour of it because I didn't really like it all that much. So I'm gonna stick with the Knob Creek one, and all, so I'm really glad I was able to get a pour. But we left there, and this dude was like, we're going back to Heaven Hill. Because we had already decided we were heading to Louisville, and Jim Beam was on the way. Well, Heaven Hill's the opposite direction.
Yeah, but the whole plan was to get there like as soon as they open. So
that's true.
So I could see if they had anything special, which they don't. Apparently, they only put it out on a specific day of the week.
Tuesday.
Like who's visiting, Bardstown on a Tuesday? Like, come on, bro.
Oh man! So we turned around. We head up to Louisville, and we bought an experience at Buzzard's Roost. It was a
like a tasting things experience. Before we did that. Like
we did, but I'm saying like that's why we were heading up to Louisville because we had we pre-bought the tickets for this experience.
Yes. And
so on the way up there, I was like, hey, let's go to this Cream of Kentucky distillery. And then I was like, well, wait a minute, we don't know if they actually sell it where they make it because it's contracted, I guess.
Yeah.
But you can look at their website and they'll tell you where all these different places, that they have it. So we went to all these different, what were they, liquor barns.
Yes.
And we went into this one, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
We went into another one, nothing. We went into another one, nothing.
And then we decided to go to a Kroger.
A Kroger liquor store. And the prices
were nuts.
On their like everyday greats were nuts.
I bought a Booker's 2501.
Yeah.
For $85. Russell's Reserve 10-year, $35. $35.
I bought a Rare Breed for $45.
I feel like I bought something else.
You bought. I thought you bought 3 bottles.
I did. What's the third? What else did I buy?
Maybe
I got the Booker's. I got
you
the
didn't.
Russell's Reserve. No, I bought a third bottle. I don't know what
Did
it was,
you?
but I bought something else.
Because I got the rare breed. Oh, that single barrel, the Uncle Nearest.
Oh, I
Because-
finally got an Uncle Near single barrel.
Because everywhere we saw it, it was $120, but
Yeah.
here I think it was $80.
I want to say it was 70.
Yeah, it might have been
65,
70.
70.
Like it was
something
way
like that.
cheaper.
It was super
right?
cheap.
But I ended up getting the rare breed and another Old Forester 100 proof single barrel.
Yeah.
Because it was $60.
Yeah.
And those things run like $100.
$100. Yeah.
You know, so like it was nuts, right? So if you can get up in that area and visit a Kroger liquor store, you totally should. You can get some, things that you would buy elsewhere, but it's just they were so cheap.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then that's when we decided, like, let's head to where Buzzard's Roost is. It's getting close to time, so we drove down there, and the GPS ended up taking us through this like park or something, where the road was like it was one way, half cars, half pedestrian.
Yeah, walking or jogging, biking,
yeah.
whatever it might be.
And it was windy as fuck, like through the woods, right in the middle of Louisville.
Of a monster neighborhood.
Yeah, right beside it.
Massive houses.
Yes, it was wild.
Like old money houses.
Old money, yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
So we make our way down to, I guess it's Whiskey Row, whatever road that was on, and we park, and I'm like, hey, we're still early. Michter's is right down the road. Let's go take a visit. So we go in there. They're selling a rare bottle, Shanks. As long as but as a package, right? You're buying that plus another bottle.
Yeah, it was some other Michter's.
Some normal bottle, right?
Yeah.
And but we didn't try the Shanks, and so we're like, let's go upstairs. Well, they make it a whole experience. Like you got to wait downstairs.
They make it exclusive.
Yeah, they make it feel exclusive, right? There's a person there that registers you, calls the elevator for you. You go up. When you go up there, the seats are positioned like no one's been there, right? Like they make it. It's a whole thing. So we go up there. We try the Shanks. Beautiful little bar up there. We didn't end up making the buy. They had another like a pick or something of like the single barrel.
Yeah.
That was like double the price of the normal single barrel stuff. And I was like, I'd really like to get this, but like you say, at this point I bought so many bottles and I knew I was going to buy something at Buzzard Roost.
Right.
So we go to Buzzard Roost, and why don't you tell the Buzzard Roost story?
So at Buzzard's Roost, man, like it's absolutely beautiful, right? Like the bar area is beautiful, but the experience is really where it's at, right? So right off the bat, we realized that like we were going to probably spend some money.
Yeah, because
there was stuff in there we had never seen.
Yeah, well, and then they had a lot of like merchandise too.
Yeah. So again, Buzzard's Roost T-shirt.
Yeah, but they had a lot of bottles there that we hadn't tried yet.
Glencairn's bottles we had never seen. So of course we pull up to the experience, and the guy that was doing the pours at Kentucky Bourbon Festival is our host for the experience, and immediately he's like, "Oh, you guys were at Kentucky Bourbon Festival,
right?
Like you was asking about the cigar rye, So he remembered us. That was cool. I feel terrible for not knowing his name because he was such a great host, right? But needless to say, we go downstairs. You get 4 glasses, and they take you through this whole education of how the brand started, how the company got its name, which is very cool. I'm not going to do all of that because
I don't want to ruin it.
Huh?
We don't want to ruin it.
Yeah, well, like you should go do this experience for yourself. It's well worth the $35.
It was $35 plus tax. Yeah, I think
so it's well worth every cent to go do this experience because the people that run it are awesome. We had a new employee in our group, so she got to experience the whole thing as a brand new person who's just learning bourbon. But the experience is awesome, right? So we got to taste 4 different things. Actually, we got to taste like 6 things.
Yeah.
Right. So after we did the 4 that they set for you, he went and grabbed some other stuff for us to compare it to. Of course, you get chocolate to see how the chocolate blends with the bourbons. Like the whole experience is so well put together, right? And it was super intimate. It was only
the knowledge the guy has about their processes, because they are a
They're a barrel. What did he say? How did he say it?
Well, how did he say it?
A barrel technology company.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
He said they're a barrel technology
Because
company.
they had like a bunch of I'm not going to give the number, but it was a high number of
proprietary
barrels
Yeah.
that they put stuff in.
Yes. And all of their blends come from that. So immediately I picked something as Char 1 or was it the Char 2 rye, I think.
What, that you liked?
Well, no, I was like this is absolutely positively what cigar rye comes from.
It was the Char 1 rye.
And I was like, this is what Buzzard's Roost cigar rye comes from. And he was like, yeah, with some other things, some special stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he was being real secretive. He wouldn't tell us nothing.
Bad news for everybody, the cigar rye ain't coming back.
That's what he said.
He said the cigar rye is probably not coming back. Maybe something similar, but the cigar rye is probably dead. And then on another note, since we're talking Buzzard's Roost, the cigar blend is on the opposite end of the spectrum of the cigar rye. The cigar blend is a very good pour on its own, but please do not get it confused with the cigar rye. It is not that. So if you're looking for that bottle specifically, which you're probably not because you probably have no clue what I'm talking about, but it's completely different.
Right. But yeah, so I want to say it was like 3 bonus pours.
Mm-hmm.
I think is what it was. It was a smoked something or other. I don't even remember what the other ones were. I don't remember. But, and then he talked about the whole process of, kind of making whiskey, not the whole process, but he talked about parts of it.
Yeah.
And I was completely
what each
unaware.
Thing was called, like, the names they had for each part of the process.
Yeah.
It was cool, man. I wish I would have gotten some of the footage so I could retain more of it, right? But it was like getting, water through a fire hose.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was just a ton of information very, very quickly. But that was part of the coolness of it because he had so much information to deliver. If I could spend like 2 hours with dude, like I feel like I would walk away a completely different person.
Yep. Probably.
Yeah.
But so we go upstairs and you hit the bar. I have no idea what you tasted because I went into the store section.
Mm-hmm. Well, I tasted the White Dog. And I tasted 2 other things. They were free little samples, literally little small like thumbnail cups, thimble cups, whatever you want to call them. And I mean, they were tiny pours, but everything I had was phenomenal, man. Like I love it. My palate has changed so much. Like when I tasted some of the, let me not say that. I don't like the introductory stuff that Buzzard's Roost does. Right? Their everyday $45 bottle, if it still costs that, it was not for me. But like the single barrels, the char barrels, or char bottles, single barrels, all good, right? Like I enjoyed all of them, so much so that I ended up with probably, I think three Buzzard's Roost bottles.
Yeah, we left the whole trip with more Buzzard's Roost than anything else.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
That doesn't surprise me though. Like it doesn't surprise me even a little bit. But what else? So we left there
looking for a place to eat, and we end up at Groove GRUV Groove Sports Bar, and they have an outdoor smoking area.
Yes,
which we're like great. And so we go up in there, and they're just like, sit where you want, go and sit down. Takes a little while for someone to like come and take a drink order. I don't order anything because it's my day to drive again. And I had already looked at the bar and told him like, here's what they've got. Right, it's a pretty basic bar. Knob 9 is about the best thing they got. Right.
So I order a Knob 9.
He orders a pour Knob 9. Y'all, girl comes out with a rocks glass, and I had him put his hand on the glass and took a picture of it. It was a 3-finger pour in a rocks glass.
Yeah. It was a good 3.5 ounces. Like it was a lot, And I mean, again, I'm drinking this through smoking a cigar, eating dinner, finish with dinner, finish the cigar, and I'm still not done with this pour.
Right. We smoked the whole cigar,
like,
and he still didn't finish the pour.
And I then decided, like, I'm not going to finish it.
Right.
because I was already starting to feel it, and I was like, oh my god, like now that we just did, 7 pours at Buzzard's Roost, a pour at Michter's. I just had a probably 2.5 ounces of this 3.5 ounce pour at this little sports bar.
Yep.
I am feeling good.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm gonna leave that alone.
Yeah. So we left there and headed on back to the Verbo, which was like an hour and 20 minutes away.
Mm-hmm.
Some nonsense like that, right?
I conked out on the drive home.
Yeah. And then of course it was dark when we got home, whatever. But we settled in and we were like, man, we should finish this bottle here.
No, we said we were going, like, start of the trip, we said we was finishing the bottle.
That's true. We did. And we hadn't finished it yet.
Bad idea.
So we had about 3 ounces left of the it was a rare character, high proof,
like 136,
malted, it was like 136, and had a cigar, set up the camera, took a few like last pictures, of us kind of cheersing and what have you, and just had a final hurrah, really.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next day, got up. We were supposed to leave by 9. This guy didn't even get up till almost 9.
Yeah, it was 8:40 when I got out of bed.
So, pack up the car and head on home. We did not stop anywhere on the way back.
We did. Yes, we absolutely did.
Where?
Stopped.
You're right. We did.
Yes, we did.
We did. We stopped at that big ass liquor store in.
I had been looking for this.
I forgot. Yeah, it was the one.
What is it called?
What? It was liquor. It was a liquor barn. It was a liquor barn.
I was looking for it.
Yeah,
because it's massive, and it's in Danville.
Danville. That's it. Yes.
Danville, Kentucky.
Yes.
Huge. They got like groceries in here. Okay,
yeah.
It's a liquor store with like a little food area where you can buy like frozen foods and like sandwiches and stuff. And lo and behold, I tell Jason, like, man, what the hell was that?
A branch just broke.
Okay, well, it looked like something was about to come through the woods, dog. Like,
no, I think a branch just broke.
Okay, anyway, back to where we was at. We stop at this massive liquor barn, and of course, Jason is still searching for this cream of Kentucky. The whole reason we visited all of the other liquor barns was to find a cream of Kentucky.
And we found some small batches, but I wanted the cabaret.
Correct. So we walk around the whole store, look at stuff, and I'm like, hey, I remember like the really allocated stuff is up at the front in customer service. Now, before we get there, they have a bar inside.
They do.
With probably every high-end like pour that you want to taste.
Yeah,
like all of the
super high-end.
So like all of the newest high-end releases. So like I'm pretty sure I seen a Pappy, a GTS, a Handy, tons of stuff, man. Like, and I don't even think the prices were crazy. Like in comparison to other places we had been, the prices were very, very good. But we go up to customer service. Jason ain't paying no attention. I'm like, hey man, it's right there. Like,
right.
What's right there? The cream of Kentucky you're looking for is right there. So,
yeah.
Needless to say, we had no plans of stopping, and something told me like stop at this liquor barn, and he finds the bottle he wanted.
So we're driving. He's driving, and I see it in the distance, and I'm like, hey, look, there's a big ass liquor barn over there, and this dude just right in the turning lane. I'm like, what are you doing? I thought we weren't stopping anywhere.
Something told me to stop.
Something told me to stop, which I'm glad it did because this was something I was really looking for. I got it for SRP, which really makes me happy. So, but yeah, I mean, I think we at that point we didn't make any more stops. We just came on home.
Yeah. Well, I think it's only right that since we're finishing up talking about that cream of Kentucky, we should open it.
Okay. I have no idea how long this has been, y'all.
It doesn't matter. We're talking about our KBF experience, man. Like, if you want the truth about what happened, here it is.
All right, let's see here. So this is the 2025 release. I looked it up. It's almost 120 proof. Okay. It's like 119.6 or something. You see that?
No.
We're getting spied on.
Oh, yeah. She's probably trying to figure out if she can come out here.
Yeah.
My wife is checking on us through the window.
That was a nice bottle pop there.
It was.
The foil here is like in the way. Make it work.
Any other day I would wipe my glass out, but you know, I don't feel like going all the way in the house and doing all that. So, all right, I'll get just a tad more, man. Go ahead and get me one of those groove pours out of that. Surprisingly, the color's kind of light. I ain't even gonna lie. Nose is good.
Yeah, the nose on this is great.
All right. That's good.
That's really good.
The name is Pause as Hell. It's damn good. Damn good. Great purchase.
Yeah, man.
But give your final thoughts, man. Like,
yeah, let's final thoughts. I mean, I think that the overall trip was worth it, and I had a blast. A lot of fun. Glad that we went to all these places. But KBF itself, I could have done without it, to be honest. And so, you know, it's one of those things of like, now what that tells me is I can pretty much go up there whenever I want. I don't have to wait for a festival.
Yeah.
I can make a trip out of going up there and doing the things that we did outside of KBF, because that was more fun than anything else. You know, because at the end of the day, there wasn't a whole lot of people who like talked to us or like that we talked to. Like, there wasn't any advantage of having 5,000 people there in the area. You know what I'm saying? Like, you wouldn't have known that people had, you know, were at KBF or were there for KBF or anything like that. I mean, you could tell like people, they weren't wearing their little bands or whatever. They were just there to be there.
Yeah.
You know, so there wasn't really an advantage to be there unless you just really want those KBF special bottle, the KBF only releases, right? Or if you happen to do the VIP experience, you know, and you're going to do all that standing in line stuff, you might get that special bottle, but it's just not for us.
Yeah.
You know, so my final thought was that I don't regret going. I just don't think that KBF itself was worth it. The $200, it just wasn't worth it. Like, I didn't drink $200 worth of stuff.
Yeah, you did. You definitely did.
Not in KBF.
Yeah, you did.
Not them little bitty pours.
Man, you definitely drank $200 worth.
Come on.
The cost of those bottles, we definitely drank $200 worth.
Okay.
Right. So
that might be true.
that's what you got?
That's what I got. What you got, man?
I'm not gonna say. I have a little bit different opinion. If you've never been, you should do it.
I'll
Just
give
plain
you
and
that.
simple.
I'll give you that.
If you've never been, you should do it, right? It's an opportunity for you to see something different, for you to I would especially tell you to do it if you're newer to bourbon and you're really wanting to get into bourbon, because it gives you an opportunity to taste a whole lot of stuff for a very little amount of money, right? So when Jason says like he didn't drink $200 worth, well, I think he did, and we could have drank so
way
much
more. Way more. We
Like,
could have easily.
Could have had way more. Like we went to distilleries and only tried one thing from each distillery.
Yeah, there were times.
But a bunch of distilleries had 4 or 5 or 6 different offerings that you could try. So
There were
one distillery, you could easily do.
There were over
some
200
damage.
pours.
Yeah.
At the whole place. There were over 200 pours.
It was crazy.
Yeah,
So you know, I mean, I want to say we did 30. Realistically, we probably did 30 total, right? At KBF. So I don't want to say it wasn't worth it. If you're new to bourbon or you just want the real bourbon experience of like seeing what that is, like go do it. Get you a general admission pass, right? Or get you a 1-day pass on Sunday and just hit the stuff you want to hit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think you'll enjoy it personally. For me, I'm glad I did it. I won't do it again. Just being honest. The amount of time spent driving there, the cost of staying, you know, which was amplified because Kentucky Bourbon Festival was there, the amount that I spent on bottles. And I'm happy I got all of these bottles, but I would have much rather have gotten my hands on a couple of special ones. Just being honest, I would have liked to have had some special stuff that I could bring home and really enjoy. But I had a ball experiencing Louisville, Bardstown. Where else did we go?
Lawrenceburg.
Lawrenceburg.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So hitting all of the distilleries is always fun. And just really getting to go to all these different places and experience what they have to offer. So that was awesome. So all in all, yes, I was disappointed in KBF as a whole for me, but I still think it was a successful trip and it was a ton of fun, man. Like I wouldn't trade the experience. Like all of it meant something, every last bit of it. So that's what I got, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think what it boils down to is the 5 or 6 hours total we were in KBF. Yeah, we got to try some samples. The bottles we felt were overpriced. It wasn't terrible, but the hours we spent outside of KBF were just so far above and beyond the experience that we had at KBF that it more than made up for it.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
Even if you never go for KBF, you should still go to the area and just experience the area.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of stuff is free. Going into Turkey, into Heaven Hill, into Buff Trace, everything we did in Buff Trace was free, other than the stuff that we bought from the shop itself.
Yeah. One of the cool things about Turkey is if you get a pour at Turkey's bar, you get to keep your glass.
Yeah.
So I now have
3 or 4 rocks glasses?
I've got 3 Turkey rocks glasses and 2 Glencairns, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So, I think that's what we got. Let's wrap it up.
All right, man. Y'all know what it is. Another episode of High Proof Ashes. I forgot to say this at the beginning of the episode, but if you made it all the way to here, please like, comment, subscribe, and hit that little bell so that you get notifications to let you know when we drop new content, because we do this for you guys. We can smoke and drink anytime we feel like it, but we record it and let you listen and watch because we want y'all to share in the experience. Mm-hmm. I'm Duran, no cool nickname. My partner to the left is
Jason JB Smoke. We'll see you guys on the next one. Get yourself a pour.
Put some smoke in the air.
Absolutely.